Hi, I'm Yahav and I'll be presenting my CollabCanvas MVP project. This is a real-time collaborative drawing application. This project demonstrates multi-user canvas interaction with live synchronization, cursor tracking, and persistent state management. I started by leveraging structured prompts with Claude to create comprehensive project documentation. First, I generated a detailed PRD, which is a product requirement document that outlined all the technical requirements from real-time synchronization to user authentication. Then I created a comprehensive task list breaking down every feature into actionable items and built a mermaid architecture diagram mapping out the entire system flow. I spent a significant time cross-referencing these documents against the MVP requirements checklist to ensure nothing was missed. This upfront planning was crucial. Having clear specifications for authentication, canvas operations, real-time sync, and deployment requirements meant that I could hand off well-defined requirements to Cursor AI for implementation. With my documentation complete, I used Cursor AI to build the entire application. I took a bit of a more methodical approach. I first built the core functionality, then tackled bugs one by one before adding new features. This prevented cascading issues and kept the code base stable. A few key features that I implemented were URL routing. So each page has its own path, the sign-in page, the sign-up page, and the dashboard page. When the user tries to sign up with an email that's already in the database, it will not let them, but the email already exists. So I'll go back to the sign-in. So as you can see, the user logged in. I logged in with 5 different accounts. 3 of them are used on my local environment for showcasing purposes. But as you can see, the user can track other users following their cursor movements. Each one has its own color scheme. They could also see who's online in the online box. If a user creates a shape, it'll appear on all canvases, all 3, 4, and 5. The user can also create multiple and then clear them, and it'll be cleared on all canvases. The user can also select, and it'll appear as a user, which user selected the shape. For some reason, the multiple shape selection feature is not working in the production environment, but it works in the local environment. That is something that I will have to fix, but as you can see, they're both selected here. The user can also delete the selected, and it'll delete only those selected. The user can also increase the size of the canvas, and it'll appear on all canvases. There is a minimum that the user can put, which is I set to 5,000. The user puts 4,000, it'll automatically. And same with the max is 15,000. So if they put higher, it'll automatically shift to 15. So based on the MVP requirement checklist, the user can zoom in and out of the canvas and it'll dynamically change, including the shapes. The user can pan throughout the canvas. They could create at least one shape, in this case 2. They could move the objects too. However, if another user has selected a shape, a user cannot move that while it's being selected. Each User's label is displayed next to the cursor. User authentication, presence awareness, and it is publicly accessible. I learned a lot from this. Cursor was something that I was new to, so I was able to really get on it and understand it pretty quickly considering my background. What I liked about it was I was able to focus on the creative aspects, which is what drew me to this field and to begin with. One of the biggest challenges I've had was, and a big learning curve that I think that I have to work on, is prompt engineering itself. While I was able to identify and resolve bugs quickly, I realized that sometimes I would work on a feature and then it would unexpectedly break an unrelated feature that was already working. So I had to be careful with the refactoring. I found myself rephrasing the same request multiple times to get the desired outcome. And occasionally the AI would make changes that didn't translate to visible UI improvements. This has me thinking about prompt efficiency and whether the goal is to minimize interactions or is the iteration part of the process. Moving forward, I want to develop better strategies for maintaining feature stability during development and crafting more precise initial prompts that capture complete requirements up front.